Good evening and welcome to the special coverage of Mandate 2026. The election dates have been announced. The stage is set for the ultimate clash between the NDA and the India bloc this year. The announcement of the polling schedule has happened much later as compared to previous elections in these states, leading the opposition to question the motive. Remember that this election is crucial for the India bloc, as 3 of the states have opposition parties currently in power. A defeat in either of these states would further weaken the India bloc's standing and relevance in national politics, something that the opposition cannot afford at this point. We're less than 30 days away from polling in the states of Kerala and Assam, as well as the Union Territory of Puducherry. Let's first tell you about the polling schedule that has been announced by the Election Commission. On April 9, that is Thursday, polling will take place in Puducherry, Assam, as well as in Kerala. On April 23rd and, of course, April 29th will be the two-phase election in the state of West Bengal. On April 9th, of course, as we told you, is Puducherry, and Tamil Nadu, of course, goes to the poll on April 23rd, which is Thursday. On May 4th will be the day of the results that will be announced. Now, this is, of course, as far as the dates of polling and counting are concerned. This is, of course, a consolidated list that you can see. Now, it seems that nothing pleases and satisfies certain parties in our country. Now, we've also seen how even before the election dates were announced, India bloc parties had already started crying foul about the delay in the schedule announcement. TMC and DMK alleged that the poll body was waiting for the Prime Minister to finish his rallies. The Congress questioned the EC's credibility. Meanwhile, the UBT Sena targeted the Chief Election Commissioner, claiming that he would likely give his briefing from the BJP office. Well, now that Election Commission has held its poll briefing at Vigyan Bhavan, the opposition has found other issues to complain about. Now, TMC is questioning why the Bengal polls are being conducted in only 2 phases when the last election was held in many phases. And of course, why can't it be one is also a question that some are asking. Now, the DMK has raised objections to Puducherry elections being held separately from Tamil Nadu. And when the Congress had nothing to say, it complained about having too little time to campaign as well. So let's take a look at some of the quotes coming in on this particular issue. During COVID restrictions, Bengal elections were held in 8 phases, only 2 phases this time, despite no restrictions. That's the quote coming in from Kunal Ghosh as well. Let's look at the statement. Before the date of announcement, EC waited for PM's rallies to end. After the announcement date, why Bengal polls only in 2 phases is TMC's point of view. Let's bring in the next political party. Before the announcement, the DMK said EC waited for PM to finish his rallies. After the announcement, they are asking why Puducherry polls not with Tamil Nadu. Let's also listen to what the Congress has to say on this. The Congress has come out to say that the Election Commission has lost its credibility. They are asking why, of course, there is very little time to campaign now once the announcement has come in, particularly, of course, the Kerala unit of Congress and leaders over there who are putting out this particular question. Let's take a look at some of the reactions coming in.
The election dates have been announced. It's interesting, last year the elections were announced by Feb 27th and this year it's been postponed by 2 weeks. We don't know why. Maybe Prime Minister wanted to finish all his obligations. That's why we say the Election Commission operates like the wing of the BJP party.
Tamil Nadu 1 phase, Kerala 1 phase, all other states 1 phase, only Bengal 2 phases. What are the issues? Election Commission should indicate, and the elected state government should express its views.
एक दिन में जो इलेक्शन डिक्लेयर किया है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ बीजेपी को संतुष्ट करने के लिए किया है। इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया का जो ऑर्डर है कि एक दिन में असम का इलेक्शन होगा, ये हम लोग नहीं मानेंगे। हम लोग का प्रोटेस्ट होगा।
In fact, we have Mr. Ramesh Chennithala, who's from the Congress party and, of course, a very prominent face in the state of Kerala for the Congress party. Mr. Ramesh Chennithala, your reaction to this poll schedule announcement?
No, this is very surprising because Kerala has got only 23 days for campaigning. And also, we have this Easter. You know that majority, large number of Christians are staying in Kerala. 5 days will be there for Easter and other celebrations. And where is the time for us to campaign? I don't know. Election Commissioner is a Kerala cadre officer. He knows the practical problems of the Kerala. and never it happened like this. And our result, we have to wait for 1 month also. So I think that we should reschedule the calendar so that enough time will be getting for the political parties for campaign. And tomorrow onward, we have to file the nomination. This is so surprising, and other states are getting more time. I don't know why this has been scheduled like this.
Let's also take you through the national footprint of the NDA and the India bloc. Will this change after the 2026 polls? Here's where things stand at the moment. NDA at 21 states where they are in power: Delhi, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Puducherry, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Manipur, Tripura, Meghalaya, so virtually the entire northeast, as well as Nagaland, and of course in the central part of India, Maharashtra, of course Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh where they are in power. Odisha as well coming to power recently, Sikkim, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. That's as far as the footprint of the NDA is concerned. And clearly over here, it is the India bloc that appears to be in power in the extreme north, Jammu Kashmir and Punjab over there you can see, and of course southern states as well as West Bengal. So it's Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, West Bengal, Punjab, Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir. So 21 versus 9 is the current position of the India versus NDA alliance. Now let's take a look at what really our guests have to say. We're opening this up for discussion. Introducing our panelist, with us is Pradeep Bhandari, BJP's national spokesperson. Tushar Gupta, political analyst, is with us. Dr. Subansi Raman, political analyst, also joining us at the moment. We have Niladri Bhattacharya, lawyer and political analyst. Jagdishwaran is also political analyst joining us, as well as S. Balan, lawyer and left supporter. Let me begin this entire debate with Niladri Bhattacharya. Niladri Bhattacharya, West Bengal has seen serious issues of law and order. Any which way you look at it, there have been HRC reports, there have been NCW reports, the matter has gone to the High Court. I don't want to get into the history of it. There is a reason that we have seen 8-phase polls and 7-phase polls in the past. What is really the reason that TMC is opposing even the 2-phase poll that is now being proposed by the Election Commission? Because to the best of my understanding, this is what TMC was also demanding.
Madhav, you see, West Bengal has always been special, was singled out for a very special treatment by the Election Commission. Earlier, we used to see 8-phase polls. This time, in all his wisdom, it has made it 2-phase polls, whereas all the other states have a single-phase poll. First of all, bringing it down from 8 phases to 2 phases shows that the Election Commission is itself very sure that there is not going to be any violence, or the probability of violence has come down definitely. But if it has come down to such a level that you need 2-phase polls, there was no harm in making it for a single-phase poll. But then we understand the Election Commission, the SIR is going on. The supplementary list will still have to be incorporated. And the Election Commission has said that even the supplementary list, people will be allowed to vote, and which is to be allowed till the last date of nomination. So let's see what happens. But then the only thing I have to say that we always have a special treatment from the Election Commission, and this time also it is no different.
Okay, we have a special treatment from Election Commission. It's not any different this time around. Pradeep Bhandari, your response to Niladri.
Well, Madhav, I wonder whether the Trinamool Congress spokesperson even remembers what the Trinamool Congress demanded. This is 4th March 2024. Let me just show you in a printout here, which I've taken. On 4th March 2024, there was a Trinamool Congress delegation, a 3-member delegation, which had met the earlier Chief Election Commissioner. It comprised of Derek O'Brien, it had Kalyan Banerjee, and it had another leader. And they said that why are you not having Bengal elections in lesser phases than 7 phases? Even in Lok Sabha, 42 Lok Sabha seats should go either in 1 or 2 phases. This is what the Trinamool Congress demanded.
2024.
Yes, so I'm saying in 2020.
2 years have gone by. The ground realities have changed.
I did not interrupt you. Listen to me, because both of us are on a Zoom connection.
Once again, Niladri, let him make his point. You can counter him. Let's go one by one. There are other guests also. Let's not waste time, please, with this kind of a shouting match.
I've never seen the Trinamool Congress getting so rattled on debates or even on the ground. Maybe the ground is slipping. This is why he's interrupting me. Anyway, the Trinamool Congress demanded in 2024 that elections in Bengal should happen in lesser phases. Now, when the election in Bengal is happening in lesser phases, the Trinamool Congress is having a problem. This is the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, and I want to quote the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, and he said, and I quote, that why is the government is not able to conduct a single-phase poll, and they speak about.
Okay, we'll come to Mr. Stalin in just a moment. But Niladri, you have to answer a very pertinent question. your TMC can't change its position so drastically. From 8-phase to 7-phase within the span of a few years, and now to a 2-phase. This is a drastic reduction. At the end of the day, there could be any number of reasons. For instance, perhaps the paramilitary forces, all right. I'm told that actually paramilitary forces companies' deployment has come down to a certain extent. But this is a demand that your party was making. And now when the demand is fulfilled, you're saying that this is also wrong. So obviously BJP and Election Commission will say we are damned if we do and we are damned if we don't.
Madhav, we are not saying it's wrong, but we are only saying that we have been accorded a very special treatment.
Because the law and order situation is such, sir.
Madhav,
the incidents of violence, post-poll violence, people migrating, incidents of people being killed, murdered, hung from the trees, houses being burnt. These are all incidents that have happened in West Bengal. I'm not saying this doesn't happen in other states, but the magnitude of the poll violence is certainly much higher than happens in the rest of the country. I'm sure you will also agree to that.
Madhav, post-poll violence happens everywhere. But Bengal, it has been blown out of proportion. If you see 2021 elections, when the post-poll violence came out, the CBI had taken over the matters by the orders of the High Court. Till now, charge sheets have not been filed. The trial has not even started. They could not finalize that who were involved in this post-poll violences. So please understand there's a question of political optics into play. Please. I am not lying, I'm speaking of fact because I've appeared in all those matters. The CBI has not yet filed charge sheets. Okay. And the trial has also not yet come.
Allowing that question, one second, Pradeep Bhandari, answer that. If this is indeed the case, if the situation is so dire, he says situation in West Bengal has been blown up nationally. If there was indeed an open and shut case, why has CBI not filed those charge sheets? It's been quite a fairly long time since then.
Trial has not even commenced.
Allow him to answer now. Niladri, you asked the question. I've put it across. Let Pradeep answer that.
Two specific rebuttals. Calcutta High Court, after the 2021 elections in Bengal, said, and I quote the Calcutta High Court, there is no rule of law in Bengal. There is a law of the ruler in Bengal. No other state where the election had gone that the any High Court had commented it. So Bengal definitely was known for Trinamool Congress sponsored post-poll violence. These are the exact words of the Calcutta High Court. Point number 2, 61 cases went to the CBI, 61 leaders were jailed, out of which 59 belonged to the Trinamool Congress. And in all those 59, there was a charge sheet also which was filed. Some of them are out on bail, but not a single acquittal has taken place, which is a success ratio of more than 95%. This is what the reality is. I really want to ask Madhav, what is the Trinamool Congress complaining? It is so rattled that just before the announcement of the election poll, you had Mamata Banerjee announcing 500 rupees, which she knows she cannot deliver, and Mamata Banerjee announcing another dole, which she knows she has not been able to deliver since 2009. So clearly it's the Trinamool Congress which is rattled, because the Trinamool Congress has seen that when lakhs of people gathered at the Honorable Prime Minister's Brigade rally, it has given sleepless nights to the TMC and its strategists. They know that the days of election of Trinamool Congress and governance of Trinamool Congress in Bengal is numbered, and the reverse countdown of this appeasement pro-TMC government.
Let me quickly bring in other panelists now. Jagdishwaran, I want you to comment on the point that is being made by the DMK repeatedly. And, this is a bit strange. It's not like elections in certain states have not been decoupled before. It's happened in the year 2024 and the assembly elections that were to happen there. But in this particular case, why is the DMK making such a big brouhaha of the Puducherry and Tamil Nadu election not happening at the same time? Because does it really impact on the fairness of the procedure or the level playing field in any way?
Usually it happens in the same day. That's the only point I would say. But see, politically speaking, I would say the NDA is ready in Puducherry. The seat sharing is done. NDA, I think it's contesting in 16 seats, and the NDA is contesting in, BJP is contesting 14 seats, and NR Congress is contesting 16 seats. So they're almost ready. Whereas in Puducherry, I think the India bloc is still, the alliance talks are still going on between DMK and Congress, and that might be an issue there because the days are very, very few. So that could be an issue, and that is why they are. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, in NDA, the seat sharing talks have not yet been talked yet. The numbers are not yet floated because at least in the India bloc, the DMK has shared the number of seats with some of the smaller parties like MDMK, the Muslim parties and the other parties. Even in Congress, they have shared, they have told 28 seats plus one Rajya Sabha, which you already know. So that is why in Tamil Nadu, they are okay with April. We are okay with April 23. Whereas in Puducherry, they think it is too soon to them because the seat sharing talks are still going on. And that is why the question is coming in the other way, saying why different dates for Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. I think that could be the only.
Is is political expediency the reason for the dates or the schedules being made in this particular way, and the decoupling of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry elections, as Jagdishwaran is arguing and the DMK is saying?
No, absolutely not, Madhav. I think they're just trying to oppose for the sake of opposition, and that is what the collective role of the opposition is right now. They all are just opposing. Had it been in multiple phases, they would have said because the SIR is in place, and the BJP probably wants to use the SIR in a certain way that benefits them across the phases. In Tamil Nadu and Puducherry also. You tell me one simple thing, Madhav. The opposition is saying elections have been accelerated. The date has been preponed. The people on the ground, they do not vote on the basis of the length of the campaign. They vote on the basis of 5 years of work done by the respective governments, irrespective of where elections are happening in Puducherry or in Tamil Nadu. Whatever excuses the opposition is giving right now, it sounds more like a excuse or an exit they're giving themselves because they're not going to do well in the upcoming elections. But I don't know how it has anything to do with the number of phases, where elections are happening or where they are not happening, or what the EC is doing or what it's not doing. The political party's job, especially the one in power, be it the BJP, be it the DMK, is to convince the voters that their work is deserving enough for them to get the votes again. If they can't do that, they'll blame everything under the sun. It's that simple.
Right. Sumansi Raman, answer that question. Is this, is there really too much being made about issues like the decoupling of elections? Because at the end of the day, an election is an election. Every particular state, there may be a certain dynamic that functions in that particular state, and you may question, whether it is certain alliance, etc., not formation, deciding of candidates, blah, blah, blah. But the fairness of the procedure cannot be questioned if you separate two states, can you?
Madhav, I cannot recall an election in Tamil Nadu which was decoupled from Puducherry. In fact, most of the time, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry usually used to go to elections together. Sometimes Kerala, of course, the dates can be different. But Tamil Nadu and Puducherry being separated, to my memory, I cannot think of a time that it has happened. Second, very importantly, usually Tamil Nadu elections, when these elections happen, they go in the first phase. This time it has come, in the second phase, as it were. Also, Bengal being reduced drastically from 8 phases to 2 phases, it's the call of the Election Commission. Maybe they are more confident that the law and order situation is much better, which is actually a kind of a certificate indirectly that the Election Commission is giving to the Trinamool Congress and Mamta Didi's government. So I don't know whether that was thought through very well, but I think that's effectively what has happened. In any case, Madhav, the bottom line is for a state like Kerala or a state like Assam to say that, from Monday the Gazette notification will come, nominations will start, and you're making this announcement on Sunday, I don't know how that works. What is the logic in that? Between 9th and 23rd, there are 2 weeks.
Gazette notification always comes later phase-wise.
12th or 14th. For that matter.
That's a procedural thing that always happens.
No, but why would you not give, as Ramesh Chennithala was right. He says there is hardly any time.
Okay, you're on the point of giving hardly any time.
You
want to respond to that, Pradeep Bhandari? Why has only 23 days been given? I'm accepting your point. Let me put that question across to the other side. Pradeep Bhandari, why has 23 days only been given for the conduct of elections in states such as Kerala, Assam, etc.? Because Ramesh Chennithala says that there are festivals, there's Easter, etc., where 4-5 days of holidays are there, and this is certainly not enough time for the campaign. Your response?
Well, Madhav, the opposition has become issueless, visionless, and directionless. Well, my first argument is, has the Election Commission violated Article 326 of the Indian Constitution? If the Indian opposition believes so, they can challenge it in the Supreme Court. Point number 2, has the reduced campaigning happened only for the single party, or has it been applied equally? It will be applied equally for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Congress, CPM, or anybody else. So it's very childish and immature and illogical to think that if the campaigning time is, imagine for 15 days or 20 days, it's the same time that the BJP will campaign, it's the same time that the CPM will campaign, it's the same time the Congress will campaign. Till yesterday, you had all opposition leaders shouting there is anti-incumbency against the BJP, there is anti-incumbency against the BJP. Now they are crying that they have less times for polling. It is completely illogical. They are self-contradicting themselves. If they believe that the people are against the Bharatiya Janata Party, Narendra Modi, they should not worry.
Let me bring in Mr. Balan on that. Mr. Balan, do you feel that that's a fair point? One by one, please. Mr. Balan, is that a fair point being made by Congress that there is very little time to campaign? Because, you know, right after the poll schedule was announced, CPI, CPM came up with their list, and I think you've announced almost 95% of your candidates as far as the LDF's preparation is concerned. And no one from the left appears to be complaining. Why is that?
Yeah. See, in West Bengal, yes. See, in West Bengal, 500 judicial officers are overseeing the SIR. See, whether the election commission is bestowed with the power of SIR, that is pending before the Supreme Court.
Sir, first answer for your state of Kerala. We'll go to Bengal in a minute. Can you please answer the question I asked you about Kerala? Ramesh Chennithala saying 23 days is too less. Easter comes in between. That is the perception of the Congress. Do you agree with that? And B, the left does not appear to be saying that. Why is that the case?
Election, yes, election process shall undergo within the provisions of Article 324. Sufficient and fair opportunity should be given to all political parties. See, now the time is fixed 23 days. It should be fair. According to me, it is unfair. It should be beyond the scope of 30
So are you going to complain to Election Commission?
Filing of nomination and election process.
Are you going to be taking up this issue?
Complaining to Election Commission is there. See, I am not representing the CPM as a whole. I am a left, but not representing CPM. I personally, I am not going to challenge it. But the basic question in Kerala also, whether it falls within the purview of SIR. Suppose if the Supreme Court says this SIR is in violation of the Constitution, what will happen?
So that is for the court to decide. How can we second guess what the courts will do? And certainly, we are a country where the judiciary has its own role. It is one of the pillars of democracy. If the Supreme Court tomorrow is to undo the entire process, and it has every right to do so in its wisdom, then of course we will have to cross that bridge when it comes to it. But I want to bring in Tushar, because Tushar, not just Sumant, even Mr. Balan says this 23-day time frame is significantly less. And it is not fair as far as the election process is concerned. There should be at least a month, which is normally given. That's the general perception that I'm getting from the panelists of the opposition. Your response, Tushar?
Madhav, I do not understand why our friends from Tamil Nadu and Kerala are so upset if there is a 23 days duration for the entire electoral process. They are complaining it used to be 30 days, now it's 23. And are we seriously going to sit here and believe that all the aspiring MLAs or the incumbent MLAs prepare for the elections only in these 23 days? That their paperwork will actually begin after the Election Commission announcement, that their campaigning will actually begin after the Election Commission announcement, that the booth level agents of all parties, opposition in the government, every single party only begin their door-to-door campaigning after the Election Commission announcement. What kind of excuses are these, Madhav? It seems to me that the state governments of Kerala and Tamil Nadu were hinging their entire election campaign on the duration, not on their work done. And look at the irony, Madhav. In 2024 Lok Sabha elections, when they were stretched out across 60 days, 45 to 60 days, the same parties were complaining, oh, the Prime Minister has stretched out the elections because he wants more time to campaign. He wants to do this and that. Now you have a shorter election, then also it's a problem. One more factor, Madhav. We have an early summer right now. It's already getting very, very warm in all parts of India, including Delhi. If it's already touching 35 degrees in North India, imagine how humid and hot it'll get in South India. So one also has to think about the voters and the voter turnout. So
but
that factor
Tushar, with that logic, I don't agree, because if that was the case, Mr. Ganesh Kumar should have made this announcement 2 weeks ago, if the summer is really the worry. But let me put one question across to Sumant Siraman. Sumant Siraman, how possible is it that, you know, on the one hand, you see the LDF, which is fully prepared. They have just got 5 seats, I think, of the CPM and a few more seats of the CPI to be announced. Is it the lack of poll preparedness that is making the Congress come out and complain? Because the candidates of UDF are still to be finalized.
Look, before that, Madhav, by the way, the summer is more severe in North and Central India than in South. So I think I want to point that out to Tushar, that it should not be the other way around. Now the point is very simple. The issue is whether there is a level playing field which is being provided 30 days minimum time for the parties to prepare and to campaign is something that, in fact, my feeling is that should become a law. That you cannot arbitrarily decide that somebody will have 23 days, Somebody will have 40 days, 45 days. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
But that's the Election Commission's mandate. How can you undo that? That's guaranteed under Article 324.
No, you need to have a minimum period. You need to have a minimum period. That's what my point is. Then.
Okay, you need to have a minimum period. Tushar, minimum period needs to be mandated by law. Respond.
Again, my same question. How does it matter to the electoral process? How does it matter to the voters? For all we know, majority of the voters have already made up their mind who they are going to vote for at the MLA level, at the party level. I don't know why much ado about the election duration is being made. The party, the aspirants have to go out and campaign. If you can't convince your electorate in 23 days, you won't be able to convince them in 45 days or in 60 days or in 100 days. This is as simple as it gets. If you have to convince your electorate, 1 day is enough. If you cannot convince them, no duration is enough.
All right, I think we have some interesting breaking news coming in, and this is, of course, a slight shift in focus, but it is a very, very heated political issue as well. And I'm sure our political parties will have an opinion on this, because we are told that the Aam Aadmi Party has approached the Supreme Court. If we have that breaking update, I'm going to request my team to bring that up. A very, very significant development as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, and they've gone in appeal as far as this entire issue is concerned, because the matter is pending before the High Court. Now, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal has moved the Supreme Court to transfer the CBI liquor policy case from Justice Swarnkant Sharma, and he has in fact made certain points and observations saying that the justice had made observations against witnesses and approvers in the liquor policy while discharging ex-CM Arvind Kejriwal and others that appear prima facie erroneous. He has also gone on to raise some questions as far as his petition is concerned. Let's go across to our reporter Bhavtosh, who's joining us live at the moment. Bhavtosh, this is very significant, because what Arvind Kejriwal is doing is that he is raising certain questions as far as the High Court judge is concerned. What is his contention?
Well, Madhav, this development is coming hours before the hearing will take place. The important hearing will take place in the Delhi High Court, and he basically has said that he and Manish Sisodia doesn't have faith in Justice Swarnkanta Sharma, and the application has been moved under Article 32 of India's Constitution, asking that Supreme Court should make sure that the matter should be heard by another bench, or at least not by Justice Swarnkanta Sharma. Now, development has taken place primarily on the grounds that when Justice Swarnkanta Sharma was hearing the bail application of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia when they were arrested earlier, that was in 2024 and 2023, she made certain observations which they claimed were not required. Importantly, they have also said that Justice Swarnkanta Sharma last week had passed certain orders that were ex parte. Remember, in the order that was given by Justice Swarnkanta Sharma, she in fact has mentioned that despite CBI submitting the appeal, none of the accused lawyers were present in the courtroom. And also in the appeal, they have mentioned one very important thing. They have also said that they don't have faith in Justice Swarnkanta Sharma. Now, that appeal in the Supreme Court would be heard on Tuesday, but the hearing will be taking place in the Delhi High Court on Monday.
Thanks so much, Bhavtosh, for joining us with that quick update.